I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to not finish a video game. And I don't really have a specific script written out for this video. This is just something that's on my mind right now, and I'm gonna talk about it to you guys, my lovely subscribers or random people on the internet who clicked on this video, because you're interested in tech and video game stuff if the YouTube algorithm is serving this to you. But have you ever had this sense of guilt that you've got this big Steam backlog, and all those games are on sale. I've got to grab the games, and I'm just not finishing them. I've certainly felt that way, and I've especially felt this way if it's like a big budget game I spent a lot of money on. I didn't grab this on just some little $2 sale, so I might as well. But the game that's actually coming to mind for me right now is the last game that I tried to play, and I tried to finish. And I just lost interest, and to be honest, it's made it so I haven't played a video game in months. And that's weird that I'd get into this mental place where I just stop one of my favorite hobbies. But that's what happened, and let's talk about this. So, the game I'm thinking of is actually Red Dead Redemption 2, and I think by many people this is regarded as one of the greatest games of all time. Extremely highly reviewed. I think some people would actually say this is the best video game ever made. Well, obviously claims like that are subjective and people are welcome to their opinions. And by the way, I'm not gonna make a point, this is not a video about Red Dead Redemption 2 is overrated. This is a video about I set out to play a game that, I was super hyped for, I paid some money for. I was a little late to the party on it. Like I said, if you're looking at the date this film was recorded, it was not a brand new game that just came out. But I went out to play this game, and I did make it a ways in there. I played probably 15 or 20 hours of it. But this is a big game. I was nowhere near finishing it, and it just started to feel like work. And I have a full-time teaching job, as I've mentioned on this channel, and I have 2 kids, I have a wife, I have a life, I have other hobbies, like making YouTube videos, for example. And what I don't need from a video game is, speaking of 2 kids, you might hear them in the background, sorry. Anyway, they're just playing with each other and a little noisy. But what I don't need from my hobby is another job. And I hate to say it, I'm not trying to single out Red Dead Redemption 2, please don't get me wrong, but a lot of video games these days, I think, are moving towards making something feel like a job in the hopes of generating more content. And I also feel like a lot of games are just turning into the same game. Right? This big open world where you can explore a whole bunch of things. There's crafting opportunities. You wander around. There's emergent content as you go. You slowly unlock little things, but a lot of games are turning into that, right? This used to be a very kind of unique and special thing. I remember when I was in, it must have been middle school, when Morrowind came out, right? Elder Scrolls 3. Hey, there were Elder Scrolls games before Skyrim, you young kids. Although I realize Skyrim now is 10 years old, isn't it? Anyway. There were Elder Scrolls games before Skyrim. We had Oblivion, and then, again, the one I started with was Morrowind. And the idea that you had this open world and you could explore and do anything was amazing and unique. The only thing that I think came out around that time was, I think, Grand Theft Auto 3, where it had a similar level, although these were very different games. That was the only thing when I was talking with my other, middle school gamer nerd friends about, oh, this Morrowind game, you've got to try it. You won't believe it. You can do anything. And the game that they'd point to is well, Grand Theft Auto 3, you can kind of run around and do everything. But this was very unique. This was a very new idea, at least from my experience of it. I'm not a gaming historian, where you had that level of freedom and open world. And since then, I think that this has become a lot more crowded, and a lot more games are jumping into the just open up a huge world and you can do anything. But the problem is, I think a lot of these open worlds are just filled with chores, not games. And man, I really don't know. Like I said, I don't have a script for this video. There's just I have just this negative feeling right now about games. And this is more of like a vlog video, just like where am I at with this kind of a stream of consciousness. And I'm really interested how you guys feel about this in the comment section. Do you ever get to a point where you're just feeling like gaming used to be something that you loved, and you'll find yourself in a point in life where it feels like work? And that's why I've taken a break from games. In addition to the fact that I've just been incredibly busy with work, which is also why, one of the reasons why I haven't been posting a lot of YouTube content lately. And that gets back to, I think this is a related note, and let me maybe address this a bit. Why haven't I been posting YouTube content a lot lately? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. Like I said, I've been busy, and that ties into the gaming thing as well. But again, it's when a fun hobby starts to feel like work. And I'll be honest, when I started making YouTube videos, I didn't think anybody would watch them, except for maybe some of my friends that were into games. And then suddenly I actually did start getting views. And suddenly I started having this pressure, like, I need to almost take this more seriously, like a second job, or this is some big opportunity I shouldn't pass up. And to be honest, that started to take some of the fun out of it. I started putting videos on YouTube because I wanted to make videos for fun. I didn't want a second job. I'm financially stable with my job teaching. Yeah, I'm not rolling in cash, but I'm not an idiot with money, and I know how to balance a budget, and I'm okay. So I don't need YouTube income. But when it started coming in, I started to feel like, oh, do I need to chase the latest big headline? Do I need to make a video about a topic that I don't really care about, or I'm not even an expert on, because that's the one that's going to get clicks? And I feel like this is related to where I was at with gaming too, where it's just like, am I just playing the latest highly rated AAA game because that's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing right now? Versus like, this is what I actually want to do with my time. Now, on the plus side, if I don't really know if I have an answer to this issue, but I will say what I did is I decided to just go do something else with my time. I went to a related hobby from my youth that I had kind of neglected for what, like 2 decades. When I was in like 5th, 6th grade, I got into playing chess. I would gamble with my stepdad. We'd bet on it, and eventually got to the point where I'd win all the time, and he'd stop betting money on it with me. But and then I joined like a little chess club. Yes, I'm an ultra nerd. Okay, I'm a math teacher, gamer who makes tech YouTube videos and plays chess. Okay, anyway, but I had played chess for a while. I even went into a novice tournament, and I won the novice division. Cool, but they're all bad too. I'm not trying to say I was some chess prodigy, but then I just kind of stopped. Other things came up in my life, and I just sort of stopped playing. But what I'm getting at here is when I started to tone down the YouTube content and I stopped playing as many video games, I got back into playing chess, and that was fun. And it's been really fun to do another hobby of some kind. And yeah, chess is still kind of gaming, but it's a little bit different than, video games. Although, yeah, I was playing a lot of it on the computer. It's online chess. It's related, but what I'm saying is you can find something else to do. Go back to some other hobby. Take a break for a little while. And you know what? I'm making a YouTube video today because I'm starting to feel excited about doing that. I don't know if anybody will be interested in this one. I don't know. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Cool. I might start making a bunch more YouTube content. I've even started making some math-related content on a different channel since it's not related to this. Maybe I'll link to that somewhere here if I can figure out how to do that. Anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Do you ever go through patches where you're just not into your hobbies anymore? I don't think you need to feel guilty about that. I think that's just part of life. And I think sometimes doing something else for a little bit is okay, even if gaming's like your identity. That doesn't mean you need to spend all your time on it or feel guilty or like something's wrong with you if you're just not into it right now. And like I said, I'm feeling a little more into it again. And you know what? I'm getting near the summer, about a month left in the school year. Don't be surprised if I start posting much more content because I get this more free time and feel re-energized. But I think a big part of that was because I took a break. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much longer. I hope you guys have an excellent day, and I'm curious your thoughts on all this in the comment section.